My mic was muted. Welcome back, actually, to another episode of the Blockchain Brew Show. I'm gonna see why I don't hear my music in the background. There we go. What do you guys want to hear tonight? Drop it in the comments. You want to hear Sarah's Beep 1, Sarah's Beep 2, or Sarah's Beep 3? Either way, drop a +1 in the comments if you like these custom soundtracks that Tyler's wife made for us instead of just having the regular old StreamYard soundtracks that they just get droning and probably made people tired of watching our show for a little bit. Daniel, what's up? What's up? Late night. There's a lot to cover. Ben Callen came out with his BTCD video again. What did he say? Give me the long and the short of what he said. Let me guess. He said Bitcoin dominance is still going to 70%, and he shat on altcoins the whole time. Is that about right? I mean, look, don't get me wrong. Benjamin Callen is a very intelligent guy. No shade, and I'm not trying to say that I know better than him. He does have a PhD in mathematical engineering, I believe. The guy knows his stuff for sure. And 66% short-term target. Okay, I can dig it actually. I did say 67% the other day. Here's my thing about that, though. I think, I'm in a little bit of a different setup, by the way. I finally got into this other room instead of doing the stream at my dining room table with blinds in the background. Now you just see these blinds over here. Anyways, then this whole war escalation needs to end. No, I agree. What I will be doing is, pretty soon here is on this wall behind me, we'll be putting in some shelving, and I'll put my bourbon glasses and some stout glasses probably. Is that a rainbow behind you? Well, look, it's not meant to be a rainbow exactly. At least not that kind of a rainbow. And also, there's like, how many colors are there? Well, I see 3 colors, so that is not a bona fide rainbow. Taste the rainbow. Look, it's the. That was it. It's this little. Here, I'll move it around for you. Anyways, oh god. Oh guys, this show took a turn very fast. Looks like the rainbow got wrecked, like my alt packs. It's okay, Daniel. It's okay. Have you looked for that lower entry yet? I know that when it was dipping, the degen part of your soul was like, well, I can get in right now and long it to all-time highs. What you ought to do is get in right now. Oh, it's still waiting out. Yeah, that's actually the best move. I was gonna say, if you're gonna do it, what you should do is get in and long it back to the 200 moving average up there. Pepe, US just ended this quickly. I tend to agree. Set limits for April lows. Okay, yeah, I can feel that. You could also ladder your limits just in case it doesn't get all the way down to April lows, because there's no guarantee, especially if Bitcoin is holding above $100,000. And guys, I got to tell you, the most bullish thing right now to me is the fact that we have missiles dropping in the Middle East. I guess they weren't missiles, right? They were bombs dropped out of stealth airplanes, right? But the fact that we have bombs dropping in the Middle East and look who's here.
They were bunker breakers.
Bunker breakers. What's a bunker breaker?
It's like a giant piece of steel you drop into the ground that goes 300 feet and destroys all bunkers that are deep.
Okay. Hey, how'd you do in poker tonight?
It was kind of a weird night, to be honest with you. I took like third, but it was like we got all kind of. There was like four of us that got down to low chips, and then we all went all in. And two of us had queen five, including myself, and we paired up with queen five on the flop. And some guy got his king eight pair on the river and beat everybody. And I was like, I was so close to winning that. That was the one guy I was afraid of. So took place.
Okay.
It could have been better. It was one of my rougher nights. I don't know how well you can see me because the lighting in my 97 Civic, I don't think the light bulb's ever been replaced.
I can see you well enough. You're wearing this is, I shouldn't be saying this kind of thing with a rainbow behind me in the background, but you're wearing the same thing that you wore the first day I met you.
Yes, I am, man. Hell yeah, dog. Jersey. So let's go, Dodge. Dodge Challenger for the win.
I forgot.
Man, when you guys see that price action?
I forgot to introduce my beer today. It is another space cookie to represent the bombs that were dropped from space on the Iranian. Peace out, Daniel. Thanks for hopping in. I know it's a late impromptu one tonight. We're just making sure that we meet our goal of being live every single day. It's for our own consistency and accountability, But thanks for hopping in. I know it's a late night tonight, and thanks for all your support, Daniel.
Wait. Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you, Daniel.
Yep. So we've got a double IPA, double hazy IPA. Brewed with cookies, milk sugar, and vanilla beans from Monkish Brewing Company. It's actually a collaboration between Monkish and Omnipollo Brewing, which I believe is in Sweden or something like that. Space Cookie is usually released that Monkish does every single year, but this year they collabed with another brewery. A brewery that would be hard for any of us to get here in America, actually. So that's pretty cool. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yes. Man, Twitter, we got like.
Low for a second.
Yeah, we're like, Tyler, what are you drinking in the car? while you're behind the wheel.
There was a cop that literally pulled out right behind me, so I had to put you guys pretty low for a second. Not gonna lie. But yeah, I had
Is that illegal if you just have it on the dashboard?
Snap, so it was undisclosed, whatever they had.
Yeah. Is that illegal if you just have it on the dashboard, though?
Well, my dashboard is kind of broken.
Right.
Well, actually, I do have something that I found in the garbage I'm going to install in my car, which will be pretty slick. But, guys.
Flat smack, what's up, bro?
Trent, did we not call it last week when we were like, Bitcoin's going to like 101, 100, 100K? Like, we freaking nailed that on the dot.
Yeah. I also still do think that it's going to 110. So speaking of such, I'm going to share my screen. We're going to do a quick Twitter roll through, and then we'll get into the charts and end it with some Cardano spotlight here in a bit. I'll share my screen, and we're off to Twitter land. So I don't think there we go. Add to stage. So guys, here we go. It says, this is Trump's post from his Truth Social earlier. It says, we have completed our very successful attack on the 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. I tried real hard there on the pronunciation. All planes are now outside of Iran airspace. A full payload of bombs. Yeah, I love how he puts bombs in all caps. A full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary site, Fordo. All planes are safely on their way home. Congratulations to our great American warriors. There is not another military in the world that could have done this. Here's the most bullish part of this post. He said, "Now is the time for peace. Thank you for your attention to this matter." I'm going to start,
You know, he always says peace by strength.
next time I send a nasty text to someone, I'm gonna be like, "Thank you for your attention to this matter."
Yeah.
um,
That's how it's called, peace by strength.
yeah. Let's see. Trump also says any retaliation by Iran against the United States of America will be met with force far greater than what was witnessed tonight. Thank you, Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. Let's see. What else we got? So here's the long and the short of this for me, is that he says now is the time for peace. Here's the reason that's the most bullish part of this post. Because the markets are desperate for Daniel's just back for a bit. Nice. Good to have you. Then here's why this is the most bullish part of this post for me. The markets are desperate for certainty, right? So if Trump had came out and said, "Hey guys, we're going to go to war with Iran, and we're going to enter into a protracted war that's going to, like people were posting memes where they face swapped George Bush's face on Trump's face, to kind of insinuate that Trump is getting us involved in Middle East conflict that we shouldn't want any part of." Well, guys, do you want Iran to have nukes? Like, Iran is definitely going to retaliate, man. Yeah. I do think though. Yep. I do think though that they're going to probably silently retaliate. I think that they're going to wait for a more opportune time. You know how when I say that, when I give this analogy, I don't mean to at all, because I hate this sort of thing. Actually, I don't mean to compare Trump or the United States to Jesus. Okay, but in Matthew chapter 4, when Jesus is tempted for 40 days, he fasts for 40 days, and afterwards he's tempted by Satan. When Satan flees from him afterwards, it says that he fled and waited for a more opportune time, right? And, that's kind of what I see happening here. You building any longs? Yeah, I had taken profits a little while back on an XRP long CoinM futures on BidFi. And so I exited at about around 1,000 XRP in profit. And then I waited for a better I waited for a better entry, and actually today I got an entry underneath my original entry on that. So I'm looking to write it back up again. is what I'm
let's go.
Yeah, for sure. Hal just said, tried sending XRP to Iran. Now I'm on a no-fly list. My original entry on that XRP long was $2.08, and I took profit around the 220 something area. for about 1,000 XRP in profit. And then today I was able to get back in at about 205. So I got profits and I got myself a better entry than the first trade. So, hey, let's get it. Iranian crypto investors
Get
don't
it.
use wallets. They bury their keys deeper than their centrifuges. Yeah, so let's hop over here to the charts. Share this tab instead.
You know what's weird?
Hmm.
You know what's weird, Trent?
What's
I
that?
just realized I don't have my glasses on. It's like the first time I've streamed without glasses.
Oh, I
In a
know.
long time.
Yeah, so okay, here we are in the daily chart. Let me go to the weekly chart for Bitcoin. And I still see this inverse head and shoulders pattern playing out here on the weekly chart. And the RSI is back down to like 59. It could definitely come lower, right? We could get down under 50 maybe for a full reset. And we can do that by still having some room down to maybe 100 even. Bottom out this right shoulder a little bit. I don't see this right shoulder going any lower than 92. I know that's a big drop, but the bottom of the left shoulder over here is at about 92. But look, you see these slanted head and shoulder patterns all the time, right? So, I certainly don't think it needs to go all the way down to 92. Plus, the 21 EMA is at 95. So, if it's going to 95, it is going to 92 though, and the simple reason for that is that there's a CME gap at 92,000. And I don't mean the market cipher CME gap that I don't understand. I mean the actual unfilled CME gap on the CME futures chart. You can find it by going to TradingView and typing in BTC1 exclamation point. So I see us. I do see us like staying above this 21 EMA. Like, look, if I go to the daily chart, well, that's not any more helpful in terms of the moving averages, but look how low we are on the stochastic RSI on the daily. We're all the way down here, and it's curving up. It's taking a sharp turn up right now. The histogram on the MACD is going from red to more neutral, and that could start to curve up. The RSI has taken a turn up, and you have the most important thing to me on the daily chart is you have double bottoms. So this guys, support and resistance is king. You actually have like you could say a triple bottom. I wouldn't call this one over here a bottom though, because it's actually just a flag out from like our second big pump right here. Let me look back over at the comments, make sure I'm not missing nothing. Okay, I'm good. Guys, for anyone out there that's watching us on YouTube or X, guys, YouTube is a hard grind. If if you would subscribe to our channel, number one, you would join the most hydrated community on YouTube, the Brew Crew. Cheers. Number two,
hydrated. Do it.
number two, you would also touch Tyler right in his banana zone. And if you're watching,
no one knows who that is, Trent.
well, if I take this off the screen, they still don't know who that is because it says T Square. However, Hal said Iran was bullish on XRP until the U.S. sent them a bearish correction from 30,000 feet. If you're watching this on X,
with this chart.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a little nervous too about it. I'll talk more about tomorrow on the weekly close. You guys tune in for that. But we have a red dot that appeared on the weekly chart, which is a little bit bearish. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on it and see where we go. Like Trent's saying, like maybe 92, maybe 95. And if it prints, that's where the ball camp I'm in. I think we'll go down that low, have to reach that. But then once we reach that and create a new upward trend, guys, starting at like 92,000 would be awesome. That would be an awesome pattern to start on the weekly.
Yeah. But we have double bottoms right here on the chart. And the thing is, when you're hard pressed to find good data from the moving averages, support and resistance is king. Support and resistance is king. So the thing is, if we're closing a candle underneath $101,300, then look, we're breaking critical support. And this is just basic stuff. It's like you're just drawing a horizontal line across the bottoms. But go back and look at how much action this has traded through, right? It caught the top of some candle closes over here, some bottoms over here. It's chopping through all this price action over here, right? And you can see how, anything above it is like really bullish. And, look, we closed this candle over here for the first time, right below it. And then bam, we fall through literally to $92,000. Over here on December the 24th, we did the same thing, right? We pumped up to $108,273. On the next daily candle, we closed below 101.3, and we closed that candle. The close actually came in at $100,200. And then we spent the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days grinding down to $92,000. So you see it again right here on February 25th. Right, so we had a recent high of $109,756, and then by January 30th, January 31st, we closed below 101.3, and then we grind down to $94,000. We chop sideways, and then actually that's what, we failed to get back above the 21 period moving average, the 21-day moving average, and then that's what sent us all the way down to the 200. We lose the 200, and that eventually sends us down to 74. So yeah, this is critical support here at $101,300. But the good thing is that we're you know, we're starting today's candle pretty bullish. And if we get to the top of the wick on yesterday's candle, that's 103.9. And if we get a nice bullish engulfing candle to close the week tomorrow, then we're closing above about 104,500. That would take a pretty big candle, though. I'm not gonna lie. But yes and no. I mean, it wouldn't take any bigger of a candle than we had right here, or right here, or right here. It's a couple $1,000 move, and that's a 2% move for Bitcoin these days. So it's not that big of an ask. It does have to show some strength tomorrow, but it's not that big of an ask. We get a bullish engulfing candle at the weekly close, and we close above $104,500, which is where we want to hold on the weekly, in my opinion. And I think that would, my guess is that would invalidate is that the red dot wouldn't print on Market Cipher if that happened. Because critical support right here on the, critical support on the weekly is about the same thing, but there's nothing saying that we have to hold 104.5 even, but it is a nice place for the flag that it looked like we were building. However,
Be right back.
yeah. However, I mean, look, that flag, more of a, I mean, yeah, I'd like to see us hold 104.5 on the weekly. I mean, if we don't, I don't think that is a death sentence, though. Let's come down here to the 4-hour chart. And yeah, look, we're getting a nice bounce. And if we come up to touch the 21 MA on the 4-hour, that would put us back at 103.9. But what we actually need to do is get above the 21, and yeah, that's what I was saying, is about 104.5. The point of control on the 4-hour is 104.8. But look, the MACD looks like it wants to cross, or it looks like it wants to reverse. The RSI looks like it wants to reverse. And the stochastics are showing that it might be in the process of reversing right now, in the early stages. Look at what happened. It looks really similar to this move right here, right? You have a big wick followed by a bullish engulfing candle, followed by 1, 2, 3 big bullish candles. And so right here you have a big wick to the bottom. The candle body is even shorter than it was back here, and we're creating this double bottom, this nice double bottom. So I think that we can close the weekly candle with a good green candle tomorrow. 1-hour chart, you have these tweezer bottoms on the 1-hour. Okay, so these two wicks right here that look like tweezers down here at the bottom, those are tweezer bottoms. It's a bullish bottoming pattern, and it's already taken us back up to the 21 moving average. We just need to get above it. I don't like that the stochastics are already high, but it's okay. It's just the 1-hour chart. The MACD has already bullishly crossed, and the histogram has turned green on the MACD on the 1-hour. So that's showing me that, and that barely happened on this candle right here. So that's showing me that we do have the momentum underneath us to get above this 21 MA, which would be great. Now what happened? Oh. Let's see here. So I do like the 1 hour. Yeah, let's move into Cardano Spotlight and we'll wrap up. I know it's a late night. We'll start the Cardano Spotlight by looking at the chart.
What
Hello.
Hello, Trey. You didn't see me. You didn't see me appear. I ninja'd you.
So we'll start the Cardano Spotlight by looking at the chart. And I do like that pattern. That measured move would that could take us back up to the 200 MA or at around 80 cents. Look, the thing is, look at how low the stochastics are on ADA on the daily chart. I mean, you're hard pressed to get more downside than this. I mean, it could go to 50, or 51.5147, but we're due for a reversal here. Look at how low the RSI is. Look at how low the stochastics are, and then on the 1 hour, we're below the 21. Stochastics are moving up nicely, though. MACD looks like it could cross bullish soon. We're in this pattern, and we've kind of hit the bottom of the pattern, which shows me that we could get back up here to the top of the pattern, which would go to 58 sooner rather than later. 4 hour, you can see the pattern nicely on the 4 hour. We got down here to the bottom of it, and we're getting a bullish move up for now. Headed over here to, I'll go to my personal Twitter. I think I just showed something on the screen that if you blinked, you missed it. Here, I'll oops.
Whoops.
Oh, I'm not even showing my Twitter, so that's good. No one saw it. Let's see. Share this tab instead. Okay, so go to my personal.
Yeah, did you see? We just got, I wouldn't say boosted, but we got pretty big influx of viewers.
On the tube?
No, I don't know where they're all coming from, to be honest with you. We got 50 right now.
Yeah, 40 are from X.
Hey, thank you guys. X coming up to support.
Yeah. But we were getting up to 10, on YouTube on a late night, so it's not bad.
2 subs.
2 subs, really? Let me see. Oh, hell yeah. Nice. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you guys so much. It is great, very greatly appreciated. Let me go to this live actually and look at the analytics. I mean, we're up. Hey, dude, we're up to 79 views already on a late night, so I like it. Okay, quick Cardano spotlight. My personal profile. So we have exploring the future of legal data infrastructure. Iagon, in partnership with Cloud Court, is pleased to announce that Ford Motor Company will serve in an advisory capacity for this exploratory project, which seeks to evaluate the use of the Cardano blockchain and Iagon's decentralized cloud storage technology as a potential solution for the secure storage and management of legal documents and data. As a major cooperation with sophisticated legal operations, Ford brings valuable perspective to this exploratory initiative based on their experience managing complex legal data infrastructure at scale. Ford is interested in exploring whether blockchain-based distributed storage could address persistent challenges in legal data infrastructure. In particular, Ford sees merit in exploring how blockchain technology might deliver economically efficient storage and audit solutions for legal data management. So I like this. Grayscale smart contract platforms. That's old news. But let me go over to my likes. And according to Sentiment, Cardano has now has 4.49 million holders. That's over 1 million more than USDC, making it one of the most widely held assets in crypto. Just in, the Cardano Foundation has launched Originate, a blockchain-powered solution for verifying product authenticity at scale on the network. So that could be really good for like supply chain tracking and that niche. And then let me go back over to our personal, our Blockchain Brew Twitter. By the way, guys, we do have this this campaign right now with BidFi, BYDFi, however you want to say it. Build Your Dream Finance. And guys, for depositing $100 on the platform, no trading requirements or anything, just a $100 deposit, you get a $60 bonus. Deposit $500 and get a $100 bonus. Deposit $1,000, get a $200 bonus. And finally, deposit $5,000 and get a $1,000 bonus. You also automatically get upgraded to VIP level 2 with using our link, which means you get a 20% discount on trading fees with our link. So if you're a whale trader out there, 20% discount on fees is quite heavy.
And how easy is it, Trent, to set up an account on BidFi?
Oh, it's
say it's the easiest.
It's the easiest that I've ever seen, and I've traded on Femex and Bybit pretty extensively. I know that, like, the new players in the game are like Weeks and maybe Mexi and BitUnix, but and maybe they're all doing it too. I don't know. I have no clue actually. But I do know that with BidFi, you can just simply log in with your Gmail. It's the easiest thing I've ever done in terms of logging into one of these platforms. So yeah, let's see. I'll go over to my likes. No telling what we're gonna find over here because there's a few of us on this. On this Twitter. Okay. Shout out to JJ. day 203 of taking a selfie until ADA breaks all-time high. Celebrating with a snack energy drink because today is Friday, which means it's DCA day. Loaded up on all of my favorites. Let's go. I'd like to see indie on this list. Let's see here. You know, the whole thing about this was funny.
Did you see we reposted it?
Yeah, I did.
And I was like, I don't know how that feels. Speak for yourself.
Right. The whole thing about Cardano now has more holders than USDC. That's pretty significant. Like, people say, where are all the users? Well, guys, most of Cardano, most ADA is staked. Like 70% of ADA out there is staked. So,
whoa.
I mean,
I just noticed something, Trent.
Yeah.
Is your room pink?
It is not.
I mean, we used to have the blinds right behind you. What's going on? You're transforming from a new location?
I am. I talked about it when I first hopped on before you got on here. But yes, right behind me is going to be, we're going to be doing some shelving right here. And we'll put my whiskey glasses, some stout glasses, stuff like that, throw it up there. Put a couple in books that are inspiring to me.
Your favorite monkish cans?
Yeah, exactly. A couple monkish cans, stuff like that. How said Tyler tried to hype up crypto in Tehran. The U.S. dropped a different kind of pump and dump right on his live stream. Guess some bubbles aren't meant to be burst. And Trent flew to Iran to pump XRP, ended up getting pumped by the Pentagon instead. Talk about a hostile takeover. Man. Yeah, that about does it for me. Let me see. Come over here to Tap Tools.
Tap them tools.
Breaking. Cardano users will soon earn Night on top of their regular ADA staking rewards. So, okay, that's what I was looking for. I don't know. I must not have retweeted it, or I know that I liked a few because I meant to go back to them. There's actually, if you are staking Cardano in pretty much any wallet, but it's definitely been confirmed that the Yoroi wallet and the Lace wallet, and a few others. If you have it on any wallet, though, with the exception of Daedalus, which is the unique thing in and of itself. But with that exception, guys, if you stake your ADA, not only are you going to be earning ADA in your staking rewards, you're going to be earning Midnight tokens. Now, Midnight, if you haven't heard, or if you've been living under a rock, or if you subscribe to a certain brand of ideology in crypto that says that ADA is dead and it's a ghost thing or whatever, then you might not know about Midnight. And Midnight is a layer 2 privacy chain on top of Cardano. It's actually Charles Hoskinson's next big brainchild. It's his next big project, actually. Because Cardano is moving into the Voltaire era of fully decentralized governance, right? The idea is that it doesn't need Charles anymore. He's still going to be around as the spokesperson, but he is moving his efforts now. Like, look, the community is in charge of deciding what happens to the treasury. The community is in charge of everything now. The Constitutional Committee is going to be fully ratified this year. And right now, there is a hybrid Constitutional Committee that's in charge of everything, and it's half team members and half D-reps, delegated representatives, right? It actually works quite the same way as the U.S. Constitution. There's checks and balances, except there's no executive branch really. But the thing is, Cardano is entering into its era of fully decentralized governance, and Midnight is Charles's next big project in crypto. It's a layer 2 privacy chain, and it means that you can have fully private Bitcoin transactions. That's huge. And Midnight is going to be airdropped. It's going to be the largest, biggest, the hugest airdrop in crypto history. 37 million addresses across 8 blockchains are going to receive this token, and they all have to come to Cardano to redeem it. That would 13x Cardano's active addresses, right? But
would it be bearish, Trev, if not many people came over to redeem it?
That would be bearish. Yeah, that would. I mean, yeah, it would be short-term bearish in my opinion. I don't understand why people wouldn't though.
I don't know either, but I ask myself that all the time. Like, why don't people beg their garbage? I don't know. I have these thoughts all the time. Why people don't do the silly things, but people do.
Yeah, that's true. But the thing about this is Midnight is going to be revolutionary. It's Cardano's way of making crypto completely interoperable and giving complete access to privacy, right? So it actually does something pretty cool where it has a 2-token system, and it has a token called Dust that decays over time. And because that token decays over time, it means that your activity is not traceable on the blockchain, which is a big. I mean, I know what I'm saying is like a big thing, right? Like that. We like things being traceable because, you can see criminal activity, right? You know all about that. But the dust decays over time so that it hides your trail of activity, and it means that you can share only what you want to share. So if the only thing that you want to share is, say, a proof of payment, then everything else will be hidden. It's quite wild, actually. I mean, when you think
it's
about
called
it.
Midnight.
Yeah.
It didn't.
Yeah. And so the Dust token is what creates the privacy, while the Night token keeps the chain running. And ADA stakers are going to earn Night on top of their ADA staking rewards. Look, I have a good amount of ADA staked, and I'm going to be earning Night tokens on top of this, so I'm excited about that.
Guys, if you're new here, please smash that golden like button. Not down though, but up. And please hit that subscribe button. We have a lot of people watching on YouTube, so really appreciates the channel helping us grow.
Polymarket is showing about an 80% chance of a Cardano spot ETF in 2025. So that would be massive. It's going to happen. I mean, look, Solana, XRP, Solana, and Cardano are getting ETFs this year. It's just a matter of time. The first of them are coming sooner rather than later, this summer, I think. I mean, there is a scenario in which the ETFs could come Q4, and that's what actually leads to the blow off top. So I will correct myself just a little bit. I do think that Bitcoin dominance peaks out in July, and we get a pump up to 135, 120 to 135, and I know that I know that the weekly chart is showing some signs of a potential drop to 92,000, and I do know that there is a CME gap down there. So I get it. I get it. Like the odds of dropping to 92,000 and filling the CME gap have increased this week. But I still think that the odds are greater than 50% that we hold support at $100,000. Guys, this will be a triple bottom. And the second and third bottoms are a bit higher than the first. This will be a triple bottom above $100,000, and Bitcoin has already spent over 40 days trading above $100,000. And the Israel-Iran conflict has thus far failed to drop Bitcoin under $100,000. Thus far. Now we see that Trump did probably the most bullish scenario for the market in terms of handling Iran. Right, the most bearish scenario was, hey, we're going to go invade Iran and we're going to stay there for some undisclosed period of time and enter into a protracted conflict. That would have been bearish. The markets are desperate for certainty, right? And what is more certain than flying over the nuclear centers, dropping bombs on them, and being done with it, and saying, now is the time for peace? The markets are desperate for certainty, and I believe that that is the answer that we got today. Now, we're obviously still waiting to see how that shakes out, and waiting to see Iran's response. But the United States has made it very clear now that we're not trying to get into the weeds of the Middle East conflict. We just don't want Iran to have nukes, and we went in there and handled our business and got out. The markets love certainty, and this was the best way for us to handle the Middle East conflict in terms of what's good for the market, I believe. So, I don't know. For those reasons, I think we're holding above $100,000. Now, if you're just coming in on YouTube right now, we would greatly appreciate. It's a hard grind over here on YouTube. It's hard to grow. It takes diligence and dedication and consistency. It takes hard work. We would appreciate the support if you subscribe to the channel. You would be joining the Brew Crew, the most hydrated community on YouTube, and you would touch T-Square right in the banana zone.
Hey, what's up, Spy?
What is up?
Uncertainty is over. Trent, what do you think about... Go ahead.
Oh, no, I go for it.
Well, I was looking at Quant on the monthly, and I noticed something really interesting about it. Okay? Let me pull up my chart, and maybe I can get your opinion on it too, if you are willing to look at it as well. So I've looked at a lot of coins. Oh, I got to take you off speed. That is mine. I've looked at a lot of coins, Trent, and Quant has DBSI projecting green candles. Michael Reed, what's crack-a-lackin', bro? But we also have a green dot to the upside coming from the bottom with the VWAP coming in and strength coming in, which is telling me there's something happening with Quant. Now, if I just scroll up and down and just look at like a couple other coins, like let's do Ondo, right? Well, actually, it didn't show me enough. Let's do it. HBAR. HBAR, same thing as the ISO, actually shows more downwards action on the monthly. But Quant shows upwards. ADA also shows downwards on the monthly. Sol shows downwards action. Where's XRP at? XRP doing the same thing, red dot going down, but Quant is the only one I've been able to find with green dot on the bottom saying it's time to get moving. Why is Quant showing signals that's different than everything else in the market? Is Quant going to be a leader in this space when it's time to move again? Is what I'm really getting at. I'm kind of curious, and what do you think on that?
Well, you know, I
mean, look at it on the monthly.
I do think that monthly charts in general are looking good. So,
do you think it might look better than your other charts?
This one, maybe, but look how he's not showing any signs of recovery, though. Well, let's go see. And by the way, Michael Reed, I don't know how this is any kind of a nail in the coffin, though. Like, look, I mean, like I just said, we are, here's a stab instead. We're trading. Bitcoin has been trading over $100,000 for over 40 days. The longest time frame that it's ever had above 100K. I don't understand how it's a nail in the coffin. The only reason we feel that way is because of emotion. The only reason we feel like that is because we're overexposed to altcoins. Myself included.
Yep.
If 50% of your bag was in Bitcoin, you would not feel like that. And the key word is feel like that.
Well, look at the average season from like the bottom of the bear to like the top. The alt season starting is 1,084 days, and we're at 1,020 now. So we still technically have 64 days before a traditional alt season even starts. So we can't say it's a nail in the coffin if we haven't even got to the point where we're supposed to be above ground yet.
Yeah. He said he's just kind of not responding to Bitcoin very well. I see what you mean, for sure. You know, I would say, though, that, look, lately, ETH has been becoming more volatile than Bitcoin, which is what we want. You know, the run-ups have gone further than Bitcoin, and the drawdowns have gone a little further, I believe. So, on the daily, we kind of faked out above the 200 MA, and it was the Iran conflict that brought us back down. Make no mistake about it. But look at this. This is what I would actually point out to you on the
alt season did technically start, Michael, back in May. That was the small peak, and we've been resetting since then. As well, if you know from like previous cycles, it is normal to have these types of style dips back down. And history doesn't normally do the same thing, but tends to rhyme, and I think it's been rhyming quite well. I think we'll always just forgot what it looked like or felt like 4 years ago.
Michael, what is an altcoin season? That's a very important definition. What is an altcoin season? By definition, it is a breakdown in Bitcoin dominance, which, let me go to the chart, BTC.D. By definition, it is a breakdown in Bitcoin dominance. And in the Q4 Trump election rally, that's exactly what we had, was a breakdown in Bitcoin dominance. We did have an altcoin season. I mean, we didn't have an enormous one, but we did have an altcoin season. XRP was 5x in that time. So
yeah, they're at 8x.
Yeah, so look. I mean, we have had an altcoin season, okay, for sure. Now the thing is,
what do we forecast?
Is this
for July? I forecast, just going off my charts. Then I'm just gonna second. I think late July to early August is when we'll get into the area where we can start having our bigger altcoin rally. I think until the end of July, we're most likely going to have sideways to slightly downwards action in the market. And when I say slightly, I wouldn't be surprised to see alts drop another 20% before we actually get our big move up.
Well, I don't think alts are dropping 20% against the
Correct.
dollar here.
Yeah.
But look, it looks like we're forming some bearish divergence on Bitcoin dominance. Especially if this goes up here to 66% or 67%. So an altcoin season is a breakdown in Bitcoin dominance. So when we lost the 200 EMA or the 200 MA over here in December, it was sitting at 57%. Now, in order to lose the 200 MA, we only have to break lower than 61.5%, which would lead to a massive rally on altcoins. So what is an altcoin season? By definition, it is a break in Bitcoin dominance, and it's still coming. So,
and also, if I take your chart down, we can look at Ethereum on Market Cipher. Using Market Cipher, you can look at anchor trigger waves. Like here's an anchor wave, here's a trigger wave. Boom, we shoot up. So almost what you're talking about, I'm just kind of a slight reference here. This is a monthly candle, so they're not completely accurate to what we were just talking about, Michael. But we get that pump up, we had to break down. Just because we broke down, this is like previous cycle, doesn't mean we don't have that giant run up coming for us. So right now, we broke down, we break up. And if you look, we're getting a trigger wave. So I would expect, maybe another month or two before we confirm another trigger wave. We have to get that green dot. We're so close to getting that green dot. If we get that green dot and it confirms, you have to get it, then you have to confirm it. So that's why I'm getting 1-2 months. If we can get it within 8 days, that would be phenomenal. It means next month, which would be the end of July to August, we can start that pump up and go like August, September, October, November, and just green till we peak. So we're getting close. And then what Trent is saying, dominance has to roll. If you go look at Bitcoin, it's getting to that point. We'll see how it's yes, we have a green dot on the top, but this structure is going to have to come down at some point, same like this structure over here. And when it comes down and that money gets put into altcoins. We're getting close, guys. I mean, look at the dominance on the monthly candles, just shooting straight up. You can't go straight up forever. I mean, we're all been in that crypto and stocks. It's going to come down at some point.
Just everyone take a snapshot of that chart right there. Put it as the background on your phone and ask yourself every day, if I showed you that chart and said it was a new altcoin, you would think that move is consistent. Oh.
Just like this, it comes all the way down. It's not going to go down forever. At some point, we're going to have those giant red candles, It's inevitable. It's absolutely inevitable. This structure is not going to stay like this. At some sort of point, it's going to have to reset.
Yeah. I mean, an SEC that is trying to approve multiple spot altcoins, the idea that we're not going to have an altcoin season is driven by fear, driven by emotion.
Thank you, Hal.
The fact that too many of us are overexposed to altcoins.
Oh crap, guys! More breaking news. No way.
I will say though that it's I already didn't plan to be on this long, and I've got a big day ahead of me tomorrow, so.
Me too.
Not everyone smashed the like button. Yeah, that's true. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. So, yeah, I think I know we've been popping, but hey, it's also a good time for the algorithm to call it a night, and I mean, get off. You're welcome to stay on if you want, but
No, it's time to go.
yeah. Got a big day ahead of me tomorrow. Yeah, my dad's been in the hospital for a week, so I think I'm going to try to see him again tomorrow. We didn't go down today. I'm preaching tomorrow night in Buena Park over by Knott's Berry Farm. So, yep.
Pretty good. Hey guys, we're gonna show up for you every single day. We'll be on tomorrow for the weekly close. We're gonna pay real close attention to if we're gonna get a green dot. You know, we want or a red dot. You know, we're a red dot maybe on Bitcoin. Maybe we'll get a green dot on Ethereum. We're gonna be paying attention. We'll talk about it, guys. But smash the golden like button. Not down, because Shane doesn't like it, but he likes it up. Yes, he does. And we got the subscribe bell. We had a lot of people in here, so please hit us up. We want to come back. We want to grow up. We're going to be here for you. And we got a lot of tricks up our sleeves to help this channel get even bigger and better. And you guys are going to want to be a part of it. So thank you guys so much for showing up. We appreciate each and every one of you. Have a good night. Thank you.